dream. Outside with it, nothing but a dream.
Right. Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, good night. Welcome back to the Daddy Daycare Podcast. I am Malik here again with my brothers, my co-host, Josh and Eli on this beautiful Sunday. How we doing today? Pena, talk to me.
Great.
Okay, short and sweet. Curls are activated today. I love it.
Amen to that. Amen to that.
Anything new you put in it, or is it same old, same old?
Same old, man. Come on now.
Okay.
Josh said they're in a
talk
bunch
to me.
formation right now, so. That's
Oh
what's
yeah, bunch left.
Trips left.
Oh yeah,
up.
Josh, how you doing today?
good. Watch the Giants lose a winnable game with my wife, so it's cool. I do have one request for you, if you don't
Talk to me.
mind backing the mic up a little bit.
Is that better?
Thank you. Yes, absolutely.
Okay. Sorry about that, audio listeners. Giants lost 0-2 on the season.
Seems normal.
It happens. It's still early in the year. Y'all will be all right, right?
Y'all's crazy, but yeah.
Sorry. Yep, that's Bree's team. Shout out to Bree.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, today on this beautiful Sunday, I told y'all we had a special episode. I told y'all. I know that I said that the last two episodes, but like last episode, I really meant it. Okay. So we got a special guest, and Josh, I want you to do the honors to introduce them.
So my boy I knew from a long time, ever since we were kids, growing up playing baseball. One of my closest friends, definitely as close as it gets, almost a brother to me. Yeah, man, he's a great guy, absolutely great guy. Great father, husband, brother. Definitely someone we should all keep it around. My boy Saz.
Yes, Sirski.
Yeah, you didn't have to introduce me like that, bro. You trying to make me cry on the camera? That's crazy.
My dog.
What's good, my guys?
Saz, welcome. How you feeling today, man?
I feel great. Well, you know, I feel a little hurt, but I feel great.
Uh-oh.
Might
you
have to take
hurt?
this off, but I really thought the Giants had it today, but you know, there's always something. Is
this y'all year or?
Wrong question.
Come on now. Come on
This
now.
is the year to go top 3 in the draft.
Penny, you forgot to play the intro song.
Hopefully
Dog,
another high draft.
I muted myself because my son is down there watching TV with my wife. I didn't want y'all to hear it. So I had the song playing, and I'm like, maybe they can't hear it. So I paused it, and then I was literally just saying a joke. When you said, is it their year? I said, it's their year to go number 1 in the draft pick. And then Josh says the same joke 2 seconds later, and I was like, man, I'm messing up here, dog. This is crazy.
Wow. So do you want to play the song now?
No, it was going to be El Alfa. I was just going to play it because, you know, he's a Dominican. You know, we got the Dominican dog right here. That's what they call him. I heard that's what they call you in the streets. Is that true?
Okay. The streets of Florida.
Nah, Dominican King, but it was close.
Oh, snap. Total respect on it.
Okay, so let's jump into it. Saz, how did you meet Josh? What's your relationship with Josh, me, and Pena? How did we get here?
Oh man, let me tell y'all. So Me, I'm a very well. I grew into this, but like I'm a very like talkative person. I could be a friend with an item, but back to Josh, bro. Josh is like one of my closest friends. Like, bro, I like blood wouldn't make us any closer. I met him through baseball, like playing little league. And let me tell you, my memory is horrible. I have absolute horrible memory. I can't tell you that exact moment, but I know it was like, had the tryouts. I was probably the assest kid there. But like, it's all right. I might have been like a little fast, a little goofy. I had a little arm to me that I had no idea I had because, I was kind of just thrown into it, but I didn't really play baseball like my whole life. But I'll tell you what, like, if it's one thing that I did get from baseball is like I met like some of the coolest people that I still hold dear to my heart, and one of those people are Josh. And then I was very fortunate to meet you guys as well through Josh because Josh was in the Air Force. We all gamed together, and that's another part of my life. Like I met like incredible friends gaming as well, and I tell y'all what, like the relationship I have with y'all are pretty dear as well. Like I hold you guys close to my heart, and you guys are my go-tos. If I need to ask a question or something that I gotta like, hit y'all for advice, whatever the case may be. And I'm not really like that. I don't really be asking people for stuff or like talk to people like that. But I do trust y'all with what goes on in my life. So I definitely appreciate y'all for being here.
Oh, sweetheart. That was so sweet. That was so sweet. I
I
never
do
heard
wanna
you say
share.
all that about us, man.
I do want to share Saz in baseball growing up. He was definitely goofy. He was definitely the goofiest kid in the field. But
Definitely goofy.
he always tried his hardest, and he worked the hardest for sure. So, and he
Wait,
ended
so-
up proving that, man.
Were you always tall, or when did you get tall? Well, hold on, let's back up. For everybody who don't know, Saz is like 6'9", 6'11", something like that. So like, he is kind of goofy. He the lanky, goofy dude. It's always one. So okay, were you always the tallest kid growing up?
All right, let me just say this. I ain't goofy no more. My footwork on 100. So I was goofy. And you know what? Me being goofy and me looking crazy, that's what made me work so hard. Cause I was like, all right, I'm not about to be out here looking stupid like this. So let's get in the lab. So I was definitely grinding. I want to say I was like one of the tallest always, but again, like I just kept growing and I couldn't like catch up on my body. So like I'm telling you, like even I ran track and like I looked goofy out there. Like I was definitely like I gotta do something. Like this ain't gonna work out. I wasn't good at anything else. So
Okay. So then high school, y'all knew each other. And then college, you went on to continue to play baseball. What was that experience like?
man, it was always a goal of mine to reach the high school level of baseball. Like growing up, I wasn't always the best. But again, like meeting people like Josh and like other baseball players growing up, like they've played longer than me and like they were better than me, and like I always wanted to be like them. So you know what, like that made me go outside, and like what I did was I used to train a lot. Like I used to literally run around the building I lived in. I ran around there. I literally made a box on the brick wall that was outside my house, and I would literally throw a baseball to that wall like 300 times a night, like every single day. And and then that's when I actually like discovered that I had an arm. So then, they had no choice but to pitch me because I threw hard. So I just started working on my, accuracy. Like I started trying to hit the strike zone a lot. And then in high school, I was like, I threw hard, but then like I didn't really have control. So once I got like the control part, that's when I started to turn heads. And then I ended up getting a scholarship to play ball in college. And then, I fulfilled that. And then, like it was a long reach, but I definitely wanted to try to, at least get some looks to make it to the league. That didn't happen either. But again, I turned some heads. Like, I was pitching in games where there were scouts for like, other teams from guys getting drafted already. So it's like, like I did turn some heads. I had some scouts ask about me, talking to my coach. So it's like, that was a cool part to experience.
Nice.
So
Okay.
I have a question for you, and I never actually knew this or
What up,
not,
what up?
growing up, like in high school, before high school, all that stuff, before you went to college, did you go to like any training camps?
Not one.
Wow.
I really didn't like. I wasn't knowledgeable of training camps, and then on top of that, like I couldn't really afford to go any training camps. So like, I really just did like local things. Like I joined like some leagues. Like there was actually like a really good league I joined that like I couldn't really afford to be in, but like somebody I played with, like they pretty much all like chipped in for me to play because I was the best pitcher on the team. Like I pitched one game for them and like I threw like 7 scoreless innings, and then they were like, "Nah, we need this dude to play for us." So like my dad was like, "Hell no, we're not about to have nobody pay for you. Like that's out. Like if we can't afford it, we can't afford it. Like you're not playing." And then I told them that, and they were like, "Nah, don't worry. Like we'll figure it out. We'll say we did like fundraising or whatever. Don't tell your dad." And this was like my high school coach, and then like somebody that was like close to my high school coach, because it was like a summer team. And then like there, like I got exposure because like there was a lot of kids. It was a team full of rich kids. Like they were getting like they had like agents and people coming to watch them play, like college people, and I was just like, I don't know how the hell I ended up here, but hey, it works. But that's pretty much it. Like I never went to any training camps. I pretty much did everything myself. I freaking trained my ass off. I went to the weight room, like starting from my junior year on, I went to the weight room almost every day. Like again, I was thrown to that wall. Like I was bugging my friends out, like my boy Dave, like I was bugging him out to like throw and stuff like that. So it was cool. It was definitely a good experience. Like if I was able to, get all that experience, I mean, who knows where I would be, but I was dealt the cards I was dealt with,
So I got a question for all three of y'all, because Pena, I know you love soccer. Josh and Saz, y'all love baseball. How does that work when you want to just like go play soccer? You just want to go play baseball. Like, is it the same where you could just call up your boys like, "Hey, y'all want to go hoop at the Y?" Or like, what is that process like? Like, what does look like going to play pickup baseball look like?
I'll say for baseball, like you have to plan it like at least a week out, and even then you might not even play. People might just not show up. So baseball, that's a dub. We don't do pickup baseball. We only do organized.
You're gonna end up tossing the ball to yourself and having to go run and get it, come back. Like it don't work, bro. You hit people up like, "Yo, let's go ball." Like 5 people show up, and like that's the thing with baseball. You need 9 people on each side, so it's like it don't work that way. Exactly. That's what it ends up being.
Yep.
Oh wow! And for soccer,
I mean, I feel like it's the same. I feel like it's really the same. It just depends on your location. Like here in Vegas, soccer is extremely popular, but the problem is, and I went and pulled up with some friends. Well, I knew one dude, and he was like, "Hey, we got a bunch of friends that play." And I was like, "All right, cool." So I pulled up like 9:00 at night to this indoor soccer complex, and everybody there was speaking like Turkish and like Farsi and stuff, and like not a single one of them spoke English except for my friend. And he was like, "Oh yeah, don't worry about what they're saying." And like every time I miscued the ball, they looked at me and they would say something, and and my boy was like, "Hey, don't tell them you're Greek." And I was like, "Hey, you ain't gotta worry about me. I'm not gonna worry about it, dog." And then like, I mean, that was literally one time. So every other time I've been invited, I don't go. My barber goes and plays pickup. He doesn't go because he's told me about times dudes getting shot because the dude didn't score a goal that somebody passed to him. Like, just intense, bro. I'm like, I'm good. I do not care about playing that much anymore. I love the game, but not to risk my life over some pickup.
Wait, so I'm sorry, this could be ignorant, but what's the beef between Turkish and Greek people?
Look, there's enough history you can just go back and look at it yourself. I'm not about to dive into the whole history of it, but
I don't just like keep
Turkey, Greece and Turkey are right next to each other. So just over hundreds of years, they've had a lot of problems with each other, including into like modern day times. Just enough history. If you just look at like ancient Greece history and look at modern day Greece history, them and Turkish people don't necessarily get along. So And I want to
Yikes.
be like, I was trying to tell him, like, if they came impress me, I was gonna be like, hey man, I speak English, man. Like, I was born in Arkansas, dog. You ain't gotta worry about me, man. Come on, like, I was gonna let them know real quick. I was gonna be like, no, I'm actually American, but I'm not even Greek. I was gonna be real quick about it, dog. I was gonna be real quick.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, I never knew that. Maybe I'm just ignorant,
know that
but
either.
whatever. Okay.
That's like it's the rival, man. It's some real beef too, though. Don't get it wrong. It's like legit, like on site type stuff. But I don't
Wow.
think about me.
Okay.
I'm glad you're safe.
Yeah, I'm
Very
good.
glad you're safe.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm good.
Okay, so today, Sas, you have a very handsome young son, Angelo AJ. Talk to us a little bit about that. When you first found out y'all were pregnant, and to hear, what was that whole process like for you?
Oh man, it was a process that, like, you know, I was expecting, but you know, you can never expect or know what's gonna come with, you know, pregnancy and having a kid and you know, raising a kid. But like, you know, it's something like, I'm a big family man. Like, it's something I always wanted my whole life. So, you know, getting married and then knowing that we're getting into it, like, you know, I was very super excited. Like, you know, from getting pregnant and then, you know, like finding out I was a boy, like I was ecstatic. Like I was hype, super hype. I found out at work because, you know, it's like we weren't like planning on having like a gender reveal or nothing. Like it was you know, when you get a report, like when you do that blood test or whatever, it's like 99 whatever percent accurate. So
Right.
they literally tell you like, all right, watch out, like just in case you want to do a gender reveal, like, you know, it says it on the report, like at the top, like, you know, if you're gonna look, watch out because you're gonna find out. So like Alex finds out, and then it's like she calls me and she's like, I accidentally looked at the report and I found out what it was, and I was just like, okay, so you gonna tell me? And then she told me it was a boy, and like, bro, I like ran out of work, like hyped as hell. Like, first of all, when she called me, I ran out. So like, I was outside, like hyped as hell, you know, like tears in my eyes. I was like super excited because like, damn, like I'm about to have a kid. Like it's crazy, especially a boy. Granted, I wouldn't have been mad if I had a girl, because you know, I was raised by women. Like I do want a girl, but you know, AJ, man, he's special. He like right now he's like all like running around. He wants to get chased by Canella. If Canella doesn't chase her, like oh my god, he starts crying. Now he's throwing tantrums. Like I be sitting there like, bro. But yeah, it's a blessing, man. Like I do it a trillion times over and over again. It was definitely an experience and a half, and I'm definitely excited for what's to come.
That boy was outside.
All I can imagine. Yeah. That's exactly what I was like, imagining that.
You know when they jump and they tap their feet together like in the air? That was me.
Kids in class like, what the hell Mr. Acosta doing?
That's exactly what I was
looking
thinking
up
of.
the
Oh my.
That's funny. And for everybody who don't know as well, Saz is a school counselor, right?
My boy.
Yes, sir.
Yep. Yes, sir. So we love that. Thank you for working in the school system. Y'all are underappreciated. Need more of y'all.
Yes.
Especially as a man as well.
Appreciate
That too. But okay. So you have AJ, and I don't know if this has happened to y'all yet, but when did it hit you like, damn, I'm really a father. He not leaving. Like I can't, this ain't just like a nephew. I can just go drop back off. Or like, when did you have that moment of like, this for everybody actually, I don't think we ever talked about this, but when did that moment hit y'all?
For me,
I feel like
it was when I was.
Oh, my fault, Josh. Go ahead.
No, you good. You good. For me, it was when I was sleeping in the hospital that first night. I was like, bro, I'm tired as hell. My back hurt. I took that deep breath and I felt pain in my lung. So I was like, yeah, I'm. This is the beginning. Now I know why they put this weak ass bed in here.
Oh,
I ain't never sleeping again.
Oh man.
Okay, yours was a bed.
We all had that chair. Everybody laid in that chair.
Yeah, facts.
Bro, that chair was that. I'm not gonna lie, I was so tired that the chair actually felt good though. But like that chair was ass. Oh my god. my neck was all hurt like when I woke up, but like I was too hyped because the baby was there, so like I didn't even feel it. So like we was out of there, and I'm just like, yeah, that cop's a little deep. But now for me, I want to say like we actually had like a first, like at first when he was sleeping, like he was good. Like we were just like, oh yeah, we got lucky, like he good. But then like when he started wilding at night, that's when I'm just like, damn, like I'm really a father. Like I got to do this all every single night. I was just like, damn. Like I don't mind it, but it's like, yo, I'm about to be at work like tired as hell. And trust me, like I've had many days like that. I'll be at work sitting there like a kid sitting there talking to me, and I'm just like, yeah, it's a fact. But like, oh my god, yeah. I had to like figure something out. I literally drink like 2 cups of coffee, or like I used to have like an energy drink, but the energy drink's BLD, so I just stick with the coffee. But I found a way to work with it now. But yeah, I mean, definitely them nights ain't it. We getting there though. We getting there.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
I literally relate to like everything. Like genuinely, my first thought was what Josh said, and then I'm thinking of like, well, there was a lot of things, and then Sai said the next thing. So I feel the same thing, but like I feel like I still have that, which is probably not good because he's 15, almost 16 months. That like I get like reminded like, oh shit, I'm a dad. I gotta go take care of this. Like, yeah, I feel like it's constant with me that I'm just like, oh crap, yeah, like I'm really a dad right now. This is crazy. Yeah. So I don't really have anything specific. These guys already said it all.
I think my first moment was like Tyson was wilding, and I was just like, I have to fix this, and I can't just like you know how like with your nephews, like you don't worry about it, you let them wild out, cry, keep giving them candy, whatever. But like, I'm not doing that with Tyson. I'm not gonna hype him up, and I gotta take care of him still. No way, no. And so, especially now with him just talking all the time, I'll just be hearing him, and I'm just like, he's just not gonna shut up. Oh man, it's just me and him in the house. This is gonna be forever. I got 18 more years of this. Like, wow. Okay, got it. So yeah, I think that was just like the first moment was just like he was wilding about something. It was just like, I'm the only one who can fix this right now, and that's it. I'm all he got right now. So I would say that was probably one of my moments. But like you said, Pena, I agree with all that too. But yeah, it's wild times right now. But it's fun.
Before you ask another question, Malik, before you ask another parent question, I gotta ask because I literally wrote it down on my notepad because I didn't want to forget it. I noticed this, but I guess now because it's the first time. By the way, I've never met Saz in person. I know you have, Malik. I've never met Saz in person, so only interaction I've had with him is over text or over like the game chat. And so this is my first time like seeing Saz like on a camera, and so I think now it's like coming to me more than regular. Huge pause on that. What like the way like maybe like the way his mouth is moving, huge pause on that. I'm noticing. Come on, dog. I'm giving a pause, dog. Come on. Look, I just don't have else to say it, dog. Listen, he's got why the question is really for Josh, I guess. Why does Saz have so much more of a like thick accent compared to you? And y'all grew up around the same area. Because like Saz got a Jersey, like if I met Saz, didn't know where he's from, I'd be like, you from Jersey, huh? Or at least from the East Coast. With you, I wouldn't know. So I'm just curious, why do you not have one?
So I'm going to say, and I don't exactly know Saz's upbringings, so what I'm saying is not 100% true at all. But I didn't live in Jersey my whole life. So I lived in Jersey, moved to Houston, went back to Jersey. I just kept playing back and forth. And now I don't even live in Jersey anymore. And Saz just left Jersey. So I would assume that's why. But again, I can't speak for Saz. I don't exactly know I know Saz has visited DR multiple times, but for the most part, he's lived in Jersey, I believe.
Yeah, I lived in Jersey for pretty much like my whole life. I was born in New York, I want to say maybe that's why I got an accent. I was born in New York, and I was there living there for a while, and then pretty much like I was like back and forth from here to New York, and well from Jersey to New York, and then we were going there every single weekend for like 3 days, and then I spent every summer in New York. So it's like pretty much till I was like 10, 11 around there. So I mean I don't know, maybe I got an accent from like my cousins or something, but yeah, they got like New York accents. But I guess that's where I got it from. I'm not sure. I didn't even know I had an accent until all my students here in Florida, like they're like they come in the room and start flaming me. They're like coffee. You don't say coffee again. And I'm just like, what? yo, say water. And I'm like, water. And then they all start laughing. I'm just like, hey, y'all corny. So I love my students, don't get me wrong, but like it's so funny because like I didn't know I had an accent until they all like, yo, coffee. I'm like walking in and I see like somebody all the way at the end of the hallway. They're like, coffee. I'm just like, what?
Bro, kids are so ignorant. That's so funny though. That's so funny. I feel like everybody on the East Coast say that though. Like we've had talks, like especially when we came out there. What was that? 2 years ago, me and Tate, and when she met y'all, when she heard y'all say water, she was like, "What'd you say? Water? What is that? What is that?" So like, she just, but then all y'all just like, that's how you say it. What do you mean? And we're just like, water? I don't know, water maybe, but yeah. So I feel like everybody with an accent don't realize they got an accent, but
that is true.
It's funny to see. I
know that exact moment with Tatum too. By the way, that water that was at Darian's wedding was fire. I think I drank the whole thing by myself. You know what I'm talking about, right?
It was so
fire. That
sure.
dispenser that was like outside, bro. It had hella fruit and like lemons and limes in this, bro. I was drinking the whole thing by myself. I was like, yo, I need one to go. Like I needed to go cup. And I don't even like water like that.
At least you enjoyed the water.
I barely remember the night. I was hurting.
I was done.
You were done.
Yeah, I was hurting. I needed it.
Boy.
And you have to drive home
and pineapples.
Oh man.
Bro, that was the craziest night. That probably one of the craziest nights of my life, bro.
Yeah, it was wild. It was a good time though. Good time.
Great time.
Oh yeah, it was a great time.
All right, so
it was a great time. It was awesome. It was so cool. I loved it.
Sorry,
damn, we get it, man.
Sorry. Okay, so y'all are in Florida now. Bam just got down there over the summer. What's that like?
Oh man, it's definitely a change and a half. I don't know if it like hit me yet, but I don't know if it either hasn't hit me or I just like fit right in, because it's like I guess I was just tired of the situation I was in, and it wasn't even a situation. It's just like I guess I was just ready for a new chapter, you know. So it's like back in Jersey, like it was same old. I was kind of just like, we were exploring new avenues for a new place and stuff like that, and it was just like insane, the prices with everything going on. And then it's like at work, it was kind of just like annoying as well. I'm not getting into that, but anyways, I was just like, you know what, I'm gonna just we're gonna explore. We were talking about like out of state, we didn't know exactly where, but then we kind of decided Florida, and then we just ran with it. We started looking up places, we came to visit, and then it fit. And then now being here for about like a month, a little over a month, like it's pretty dope, I'm not gonna lie. Work is going well, little challenges for me, but I take it as growth. Like I don't take it as like BS or like whatever the case may be. I'm taking it as like growth moments in my career, because I feel like obviously you have to be challenged in your workplace to grow as an individual and as a professional. So I'm definitely seeing that as a light. But besides that, like we have amazing space in the new place we're in now, and I can't ask for anything more. Angelo has a lot more room to run around. We could have as many guests as we can. And it's like it's pretty dope, and it's an amazing area. The beach is 3 minutes away. There's a 3-minute drive. It's like right there, and it's just dope. Everything's close, like all the grocery stores. Everything you need is like right there. So it's we can't ask for anything else.
Oh, I love that.
I'm gonna share. Saz is hands down the most positive person I've ever met.
Yeah, can we talk about that?
Especially like coming out of where we came from, the fact that Saz is so positive and always looks at the bright side, it definitely changed the way I've seen stuff too. And
Yeah.
Saz is just one big motivation, a 6'4" motivation.
Let's
6'5"
also
and
say
3/4.
this. My fault. Sometimes is it too much? Like I don't think we've sent Sai so many ideas and it's never like, nah, that ain't a good one. Every idea you send Sai is a good idea.
Yeah.
So
Every-
The
for
Dominican
anybody who
David
parlay.
Goggins.
Any parlay you send
This man's
Saz,
always motivating.
that shit's hitting.
All right, to be fair though, like you would never know what a parlay, bro. Like you put a parlay in and like, let's be honest, you put the parlay in you like and you think, oh yeah, this is it, and it never hits, and then the people you don't think score. So it's like when you be sending something like that actually looks hot, that looks good. Nah, but back on the positivity, it's like it took me a while to gain that. You know, it's like a big insight that I have now, and it's like it's just it's like it's something that I had to grow into. And again, like coming from where we came from, it's a lot of it's way more negative than positive. So it's like I have a lot of friends and people that I grew up with that they ride the negatives, and it's something that I didn't want to do. So I was fortunate enough to meet people that were in the same positivity range and were pushing me, like, yo, like whatever you thinking, whatever you going through, whatever you're like, what ideas you have, like they're good ideas. You just have to push it through. So that's why, like, whenever I get proposed something, it's like, yo, you think this is cool? Yo, you think this is cool? Yeah, it's cool because you thought of it. Because it's like the thing is, like, it's easy to just like take somebody else's like option or somebody else's opinion because like you see it working. But it's like we have so many good ideas and good thoughts that we think we self-sabotage. Like we to ourselves are like, nah, it's not a good idea. It's like I don't think this will work. But like you never know until you try. Because again, like life is a trial and everything. You never know until you try it out. And it's like once you take that step, like you would never know what it's like until you take that step, and then like you start seeing the rest of the staircase, and you just keep it climbing. You feel me? So that's why whenever like y'all tell me like, yo, is this a good idea? Yo, should I do this? Yo, should I do that? I'm like, hell yeah, do it. Because it's like you would never know until you do it.
So did you grow up like that, or at what point in your life, or did something happen where it was like, I need to change this and this is going to be my mindset from now on? When was that point for you?
Hell no, I ain't grow up like that. So let me tell y'all, I had an amazing, childhood. I love my parents to death. They were super strict on me. They were very protective and very like, they just wanted us to be safe. So they always wanted the safe route. So it was like whatever they thought was safe or whatever they were holding us back from is because they wanted us to be safe and they didn't want nothing to happen to us. And like I understand that aspect, but it's like how I see things is like, sometimes you gotta just like you just gotta let things happen to, again, experience. Experience is a huge thing. Like you're not you until you experience things, because you're also not a leader, you're also not a somebody that could, share that experience to give off to other people, younger crowds, whatever the case may be, to help them out. And in my opinion, like I feel like I'm a helper. I don't want to say I'm a leader. I am a leader, but I don't consider myself a leader. I just want to be like somebody that somebody could look up to, somebody that could give off good advice, just like a good friend. That's what I like, I pride myself in. And I wasn't like this my whole life. I was very reserved. I was very like, I'm not doing this because like, this could happen and this could happen. Oh, I seen that person do it. Like that person failed, so I'm not doing it. But there's a lot that goes on in life that you just got to push through. And I feel like I've had a lot of those perseverances and adversity, and it showed me that like I could do anything just like anybody else. Just like, people that, get famous off things, and like people that do other things that they become successful. Like I could do the same thing. I'm just limiting myself because I don't think I could do it. But again, like, you have to have that energy. You have to have that, feeling that you could do it. You gotta know you could do it. So it's like, I developed that, and I tried to work on that. I want to say I started feeling like this like a little in college. I had some friends that really pushed me through. Shout out my boy I95, you heard? But he was a true inspiration in my life. He was somebody that always pushed me and always told me like, yo, like you could do this, bro. Like you just gotta have the faith in yourself. And I felt like I started to read more, I started to look into it more, and I started to develop this energy that I felt was untouchable. That like anything could be a positive. It's not always just negatives. Obviously, there's negatives. That's life. Things happen that you just gotta go through. Everybody has emotions. We're all human. But like, there's always that feeling that it's gonna be okay. It's gonna work out someday. So that's just the light that I look through.
You might need to be a motivational speaker, man. Like,
are we on his
I'm
podcast?
sitting here,
Is this
I'm
our
like-
podcast?
I'm sitting here. I'm like, man, you might need to write a book. Maybe that's what you need to do. Start writing all this down, because I don't know, man.
That's
Very
one
well
of my
spoken.
goals, man.
Write a book is one of your goals.
I forgot that I was being recorded, so I'm over here like actually like intently listening, and like you can see me like looking around, like I gotta find a way to get back into this because like I'm genuinely listening. And I'm like, I gotta like think of questions or something right now. I'm like, nah. I started. I think at one point I was looking at my Vaseline over here, and I'm just like staring at the Vaseline, and I'm like motivating like myself, like I should go hit the gym right now. I should like. Let me get like 3 weeks ahead on my homework. I'm like thinking like positive. I'm like about to go do all this positive stuff. So yeah, that's some strong words.
That's hard to do though. Like, because like you said, it's so much negativity in the world right now that it's so easy to just be like, man, this sucks. It's always gonna suck. But having that mindset of like, it's gonna suck, but like, let's make it a positive. Let's just get through it, So I love that. We love that about you, because we talk to you about anything, and it's like, man, I got this nasty sandwich right here. So I'd be like, bro, it's gonna be good, bro. Just take another bite. You all right. Just something, anything. You can tell Saw's the worst thing happened to you, and he go find the positive at it. So we love that about
the
you.
hand is fire though.
None of that, man.
I appreciate
that.
that.
No, we don't do that, man. No hand.
So,
No hand.
Saz, I got a question for you.
What's up, bro?
So you met your now wife at the school that you were working at, right? How much has she played a factor into you also changing your perspective on the positivity?
Oh, she definitely she holds me down. Like she's my rock, my day one. Like I could always depend on her for anything. And just having somebody that supports you like that and holds you down in that factor, like it means the world for sure. Because listen, like us as men, like we go through our shit quietly, like we don't express to anybody how we feel because we feel like it's unmanly. So it's like when you have somebody at home that holds you down, holds your household down, like cooks, cleans, like does the little things that could be more comfortable for you, that plays a huge factor as being a man. So it's like I feel like I could work on my own craft because I know she's holding it down no matter what. And us as men and husbands as well, like we give back the same energy. We got to show them that we can hold it down on our side. So it's like marriage is something that it's a two-sided thing, but like it's one. You meet halfway and you hold each other down in your weaknesses, your strengths, whatever. You guys form one to balance it all out. But man, I can't. I hit the jackpot. I hit the lottery for sure. So I'm definitely, I love my wife.
Shout out to Alex.
Man, hey, we gonna cut that out. You're not gonna get no extra cool points with your wife. So we gonna cut that out, dog. I'm a cock block, man. What you talking about? I'm a cock block. Once again, bro, this is you, man. Over here, my wife gonna be nudging me like, you don't say this about me. Come on, man. I need you to start a podcast so I can come on there and say what I want to say. Nah, once again, bro, I haven't caught lacking. I'm just like, damn, man. Yeah.
So
Okay.
I got one more question for you, and then
Let's do
I'll
it.
let one of you guys add into it. I know personally, and you mentioned it before, your parents are strict. Your parents are fantastic people. I love them with all my heart. Your mom, one of the kindest people I've ever met in my life, and your dad, who's also very, very kind, very old school Spanish mindset. I personally know he was more strict than your mom, but I mean, how does their influence impact you on raising AJ?
Mm.
So, everybody has their own parenting style, and coming from them being super country, like their grandparents were super strict on them. It's a different aspect because listen, like when we're raised, they're raising you from their parents. So it's like you kind of pass down the trauma unless you kind of like regulate it. So it's like, and by trauma, there is good trauma. Trauma, people consider trauma as like a bad thing, but like there are trauma is kind of like it's things that you hold to yourself that like of things that happen to you. So I feel like the grandparents, like they went through how they went through with their parents, and then their parents went through what they went through with their parents. So it's just like a trickle effect. So my grandparents, they raised 11 kids each, both on both sides of my family.
Wow.
So both my parents have 10 siblings. So it's like, and then they lived like 5 blocks from each other. So it's like they were raised like the same. Their parents were super strict. Like they were like, you gotta be home by this time. Like you're gonna be working. Like the girls, y'all gotta cook. Like the guys, y'all gotta go cut crops and go get the agriculture ready for dinner. And like they ate 3 times a day. It's like it was a set thing. And it's like, don't get me wrong, like they all play sports as well. Like they had a whole team, like 10 siblings each. Like y'all could have the whole team yourselves. And it's funny though, like my dad's side, like they had their own team. Like they played volleyball, baseball, softball. And my dad did boxing until he got pieced up one time in front of my mom. And he ended up leaving boxing. But it was funny, like my mom jokes around all the time. She was like, yeah, I don't know where all that blood came from, but like it was shooting out the nose. Yeah, it's just funny because my dad be sitting there like, yeah, but I was all right. Like I was good. And my mom would say, I'm glad you quit. But nah, man, like my parents, they raised us like how their parents raised them. But the thing is, like, you live in a different generation each time. So it's like them coming to the United States, like, it's not like the country. So it's like I can't imagine or fathom how they had to adapt from the way they were raised to how it is in the United States, Like I had all different kinds of friends. Like, I had black friends, I had the Spanish friends, I had white friends. It's like they all were raised differently as well. So it's like I have friends that were allowed to stay out after a certain time. I have friends that were allowed to sleep over at people's houses. and Josh, I know you about to laugh, bro. Literally, like my parents and my dad did not want to let me sleep anywhere. And it's like, it was just like that kind of thing. It's like, you have your own bed, like you sleeping in it. Yo, you have your own food, you eating it. Like if we don't got the money for it, you're not doing it. And it's like, that's how it was. But, obviously, like I know how I was raised, and I see how, my friends were raised, and like I see how my friends are raising their kids. And it's like, I take a little bit of everything and I form my own parenting style. And I feel like I'm not gonna raise my kids like how my parents raised me, but I'm gonna make sure that, like he has an amazing childhood. And, to each their own. Like I had very strict parents, but I loved my childhood. I'll do it again if I can. I wouldn't change anything. Like I love the way my parents, like, treated us. Like they made sure food was on the table. Like they tried their best to get us everything they can. And we were struggling, but we made it through. My parents did what they could with what they had. And I can imagine like leaving a country to come to a new country where you have to like bust your ass and work like from what my dad used to leave work at like 6 a.m. and come back at like 6 p.m. And like he would literally eat, go to sleep, and do the same thing over. So like I really only saw my dad like an hour or two when he got home at night, and then we used to chill on the weekend, literally Saturday, because Sunday, like, we did whatever, food shopping, and then he had to rest because he had a long week. So it's like, my thing is I want to make sure that like I give my time to Angelo. Like when that time comes, when he plays sports, I'm not coaching no more. I'm not doing nothing that like, you know, I have to stay after work, whatever the case may be. I'm gonna be at every single one of his games. I'm gonna be at every single one of his trainings. Like I'm gonna make sure I'm present. I'm gonna make sure I'm there. He knows I'm there, and boom, you know.
Man, that's. I hope you writing your book, because these are, you know, like this is just the intro. Like I've never heard this stuff, you know, like I don't know this side of you as much as we talk about nonsense and everything else, but it's just like it's good to connect, you know, on this type of level, and it's just I love that outlook. You got a question, Payne? You about to say something? I have another question though. Okay, this is for everybody. What's one thing, or like we'll just say what's one thing your parents did for you growing up that you want to continue with your child? So like I'll go. The discipline my dad had on me, granted I hated it, but I understand it now, because like especially raising a boy, like you need it, you know, like you got to have the discipline. And I feel like it molded me, and it also made my transition after high school easier, because I was already, you know, like disciplined. So nobody was teaching me like, this is how you be disciplined, or, you know, this happens. Like Pops was already doing that. It was like, your curfew's 8:30. That means in the house settled at 8:30, not walking in at 8:30. 8:31, the door is locked. Your key don't work at 8:31. Like I hope you you got something to sleep outside, like, or it's go time when you get in here. Like there's no funny business. And I like I said, I hated it as a kid, but like I see now as a grown man like how important discipline is, because you can lose your job if you ain't got discipline. You can, especially in the times like now, like, you know, going to the extreme, you can get killed for not being disciplined. So like I definitely that's the word I'm looking for, just like that passion for discipline is something that I would carry on with Tyson for sure. So yeah, Pena, you want to go?
Yeah, my dad definitely was strict on me too. I feel that. Something that like I want to pass on, like specifically what my father did for me, was like he always showed me love. Like as you guys know, I'm probably the more sensitive one out of all of us. But like always let me know. All right, you gotta
don't skip over that for sure. For sure. Let's
funny business. All right,
go back to that. You are the emotional one.
You did not have to step on it, bro.
But
I'm sorry.
You can make fun of me being the emotional one, but I'm always going to listen to you when you got the problems. I'm always going to listen to you when you need, you know, someone to cry to or something like that, you know. So it's cool. It's whatever. But anyway, so I kind of blame my dad, low key. I wish my dad would have roughed me up a little bit more on that. But you know, my dad always showed me he loved me. He was at everything. My parents lived an hour and a half away from each other, and my dad didn't necessarily want to go to the town that I was in school at to go watch me run a track meet, whether it was football, basketball. I was in band, whether it was a band concert. The band concert didn't start till 8 o'clock at night. He had work the next day. He didn't want to drive an hour and a half away to go watch me. You know what I'm saying? So he was always present. I mean, seriously, looking at it back now, like I think about like what he was doing in his career and how the risks he took to not be able to like level up in his career just to come see me and like be around me and show me love. Like I make sure that, so like if you know, I talk up to my dad, I'll be like, my dad's like, hey, where's Adonis at? I'm like, he's in daycare. It'd be like 3. My dad's like, you have him in daycare still? I'm like, yeah, I pay for it. Like it's not like by the hour, like it's by the day. And my dad would be like, I didn't do that. And like it was you and me, man. Like it was you and me. I said, if I had time off, like you were with me, and like making me feel bad. I'm like, damn, man, I thought I was doing good. I thought I was showing my son love. But, like that's how loving my father is. Of course, my father's done that for my siblings as well. So like, it's not just me, but and he's done that for my wife. The minute that you know he met Kiana, was like he was going to show her the same love. Anything that she had, he was proud of, and of course he's doing that for his grandson. So I hope to do the same. I hope to hope to let my son know and my future children know that they are loved, like with everything, and they are my life for sure.
Love that. Saz, what you got?
Yeah, I mean, Pena, I'm not gonna lie, bro. My dad was like the same way, bro. My dad, like he was rough, but like he was a softie, and I feel like I got that from him. Like I'm very emotional as well, no cap. But I mean,
Are you not gonna say anything
I
about
feel
that
like
though?
one
Huh?
thing-
All right, that's great.
you said what?
Leave me alone, man. We let the guest have his moment, bro. Dang, come on, man.
Hey, yo, nah, but I don't know, man. I mean, like, I definitely want to, pass down, like, just being a family person, because I know sometimes growing up, like, some people lose that sense of family, or like they feel like they're not supported, and I just feel like I want Angelo to know he's supported for sure, and like my future kids, my other's future kids, like I feel like I want them to know that, they're definitely supported, and I got their back no matter what. Like I'll drop whatever I can. I'll drop whatever I'm doing to make sure that I'm there and they know I'm there, and I'm only a phone call away. And that's just something that my family always did as well. Like they were always like made sure they were present. Like granted, like growing up, I was always like felt some type of way because like I felt like my parents weren't always at like my sporting events and stuff like that. But that's because like they were either working a lot or like they just like were tired. And it's like,
Right.
that's the thing that like, I want to make sure that I do on my side, is make sure that like, no matter what, I don't care how tired I am. Like, I don't care what I have to do, what obstacle I got to jump through. I'm going to be there for sure.
Yeah. All right, Josh, what you got?
So my situation is a little different. Raising a girl, it's whole thing is different. I didn't really get to grow up with my sisters, so I didn't get to see those interactions. But one thing that I don't think really matters if it's a boy or girl, my dad had a bond with me that I can't ever explain. Saz knows my dad is one of the nicest people, and will do anything for anyone. But for me specifically, he spent so much time with me, whether he was working, 18 hours, he would come home, hang out with me for a little bit, as much as he can survive to do, whatever, no matter how much time it was. Growing up, we watched wrestling every event. Couldn't do the pay-per-views because we didn't afford it. But watching wrestling, a show called Whose Line Is It Anyway? Like that's the connection I have with my dad, and I can never share that with anyone else but my dad. And I hope to watch wrestling with Mia. When she gets older, when she understands, like I want to go back and show her like me and Grandpa used to watch this. I remember watching this with my grandpa, or your grandpa. And then just like having all those sporting events that my dad coached me, like Saz, I never went to a camp. Everything I learned was from my dad, and then some coaches outside of that. But that bond that I share with him, there's nothing like it. Like he was the best man at my wedding. Like that is my guy. Me and him we're one, man. It's my dog.
Man, shout out my dog, man. I fucking love him.
Shout him out, man. I just talked to him today, actually. Just talked to him today. That boy had on a smooth Michael Jackson hat, huh?
Boy, he was fly last night.
Yo, I love that guy.
That boy was fly last night. I don't know if you've seen all the other pictures, but I'm gonna try to show this on the camera for the people watching. This is my dad.
Oh, yeah.
I can't block it, but
look at the hat. You see the hat? That's the Michael Jackson. What song is that? Smooth Criminal, ain't it?
Nope. Don't connect my dad to Michael Jackson. Okay, let's cut it off right there. We go with Frank Sinatra. How about that?
Frank Sinatra. All right, let's go there. Okay. Let's go there. Yeah.
Thank
Smooth
you.
hat. Smooth hat.
Yes.
That boy
my dad,
clean.
He be showing out, man.
He was. When I met him for the first time, he just. Y'all act just alike for one. but he's just more like talkative. Your dad gonna let it be known, like, hey, what the fuck going on? You know,
Yes.
like when we were leaving the restaurant, I forgot what happened, but he was just like, what the fuck? I was like, all right, okay, yeah, for sure. Yeah, you're right. He actually right, for sure. What is going on? But yeah, at the wedding, he was such a good time too. Like, Pop's gonna get down, man. He
Oh yeah.
good
Oh,
dude,
yeah.
for sure. For sure. All right, finally, last question, Saz. Graphic designing. Where did your love for that? How did that come about? When did it start? Talk to us about it.
Ah man, I mean, I never considered myself like an artist, but growing up, I always had a sketch pad on me. Like I would always like draw. Sometimes I would like what I did was all the time to get better at drawing was like I'll put a paper on the computer screen and like I'll outline like cars and stuff like that, and then I cap
Yeah.
and be like, yeah, I drew this at home. But like but like, you know, I would just like always like stencil draw, but then like I started getting a little better at it, and then I had like a bunch of art classes and stuff. And then once I got to high school, like I had like a couple of photography classes, a couple like, you know, digital design classes. In college I continued and I just got really good at Photoshop. But regardless of the fact, I always loved drawing. Like I would always have like a tablet or an iPad and I would just draw on my own like for fun. And you know, one day again, my boy, shout out 95, my boy, he told me he's actually a graphic designer, and you know, he actually does a lot of artwork for like a lot of, you know, pretty mainstream artists and stuff like that. So he told me one day, he's like, yo, like what are you doing, bro? Like you do this for fun, like you might as well do it for bread. And like, you know, a lot of my new motive is like I don't really do a lot for bread, but like again, I'm also looking for a side business, like something I want a business to call my own, and like I'm good at that. Like I'm good at that. I you know I do it with a lot of passion. I do it for fun. It doesn't seem like a job for me. It doesn't like cost me to do it. Like if I have like clients or whatever, like I don't be like, oh, like I gotta do this. Like it's actually fun to me. It's relaxing. Like it's like my, you know, my woosah. Like I'll be chilling. I'll be doing that at like 1 a.m. like just designing, and then like, you know, it creeps up on me. I'm like, oh shit, it's 2 o'clock. I gotta go to bed. But
Yeah.
you know, it's like it's something that I grew a passion for, and it's like now that I'm doing it, like, you know, again, not just for the money, but you know, now that it's a business for me, like, you know, it's a way, you know, I can make some extra money, and you know, just seeing my artwork out there and seeing like, you know, my designs that I've made for people out there, and like, you know, getting passed around on posts and shared, like, you know, it's a really good feeling because somebody trusted me and, you know, making their logo for their business. So that's a really good feeling for me.
Unless it's my wife. She's probably the hardest client you've had so far. So I'm sorry. Just want to throw that out there. Sorry.
Not even.
The girl is
It really wasn't even like nothing crazy. I trust me, I had a few worse people.
really.
Don't name drop.
Yeah.
Don't put him in the name drop
I was gonna say, tell us more.
Don't put
Tell
him
us
in the
more.
name
Spill the
drop
tea.
spot, man.
I ain't
Yo,
name
that's
dropping,
messy,
but you know,
right?
I had a few.
Yo,
I had a
that's
few.
messy.
Not for nothing, bro. I had a lot of clients, bro. Between the time that I said that I'm doing designing now as a business, low key, like high key, I had about like 22 clients.
Ooh.
Damn.
Ooh. Okay.
Yeah, bro, and I had no idea. Like I didn't think it was gonna be like that, but I got it working, bro. Like I slowed down a little bit, but that's on me. You know, I gotta keep like marketing. I gotta keep putting it out there. Like I gotta show people what I've done, and you know, I gotta keep making sure that I like show people what I got. And it's like, you know, I just haven't had the time. Again, an excuse, but I gotta put that effort in. I gotta put that time in to, you know, keep, you know, working on my craft and stuff. So, but that's to come for sure. And I feel like I got a really good feeling about it for sure.
Absolutely. And so with
Malik,
your
look.
brand, oh, sorry, go ahead.
I have to ask before we ask this
Uh-oh.
question. Why are you so messy, bro? Why are you so messy?
What
This
you
man,
mean?
Great
you was
question.
trying to get him to name drop
Great
on
question.
his business that's just starting. It's not like
I
he's,
can't just.
you know,
I'll
a Fortune
just-
500 company that he can just drop people's names. No, he's got to.
I was just
It's
asking.
all about relations. This or no. that, and I'm thinking about our text message earlier when you were like, "Hey, text Pops," and I was like, "Hey, I'm trying to get a hold of him," and you were like, "Tell him it's an emergency." I'm just thinking about that as well. The fact that you wanted me to rush my pops into a question and tell him it's an emergency because he wasn't answering the phone is crazy work. I'm sorry, I just had to.
Because we working, bro. We working. You know, pops
so
gotta
messy,
support their
bro.
kids, man. You know what I mean?
You're so messy. You're so messy.
Yo, that's the worst, bro.
I texted my dad because he wasn't texting me back, and so I double texted him. I was like, "I need this for the podcast," and then he immediately texted me back. So that's crazy, but
you could have given me that recommendation, by the way. You could have said, "Hey, tell us for the pod," but instead you said, "Hey, it's an emergency.
It's an emergency.
You got to respond."
You know,
that was crazy.
Your dad is like a serious guy, so he don't always just take time out for the little things. So you got to let your pops know, like, "Hey, look, pops, we doing this. I need it." And then he'll be like, I got you. You know what I mean? So I know how your dad work a little bit. We had a couple talks, you know what I mean? So we locked in. That's big twin. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? If you know, you know, man. You know.
I literally asked my dad. He was like, "What's that?" I'm like, "A podcast, Dad." He's like, "What's that?" And then I explained to him what a podcast was, and he was just like, "Oh, but like, what is that for?" And I'm just like, "Bro," I'm like, "Yeah, just answer the question, bro." Like,
oh man. Okay, last question, and then we'll do our question to end it all. All right. Well, yeah. What's the name of your brand? How can people reach you? And just give yourself the spotlight for a second. Go ahead.
So real quick, my business name is Visionist. I kind of detoured a couple times. You know, I have a new like clothing. I try to do, you know, like streams, whatever the case may be. But you know, all paths led to graphic design. And you know, again, if y'all want some logo work, email visionistbrand@gmail.com, or you can follow me on The Visionist. Actually, I changed my ad. It's Visionist, but the first O is a 0. So, you know, I mean, if you just follow me, sounds little great. Actually, it's Yo, wait.
This boy got nervous.
No. You know what's crazy? All my ads I've had for the longest, and I just changed them. So my actual ad is Saz Sensei, and I have all my stuff on there. But my brand, I probably do have to change that ad name. It's gonna be confusing for people to follow. But yeah, if y'all need some work, definitely visionistthebrand@gmail. And definitely, you know, I'm pretty straightforward. I'll send you everything I like, all my requirements, terms, conditions, and you know, we'll definitely get to work for sure. I'm very quick and efficient, and I definitely try my best to get everything that you want on there, anything you visualize. And you know, I'm very communicative. Just talk to me, and we get it done.
Wow. Okay.
So Saz, we are going to charge you for that advertisement. Just want you to know, you took almost 2 minutes, so we will charge $100 per minute. So roughly $150. Expect that. So that I'll expect that before the end of the pod. Yeah.
Send the invoice. I gave you my email.
For those that don't know, Saz made our logo. So you do have that to kind of see firsthand. Saz is talented, man. That boy gets it done.
He can sing.
Appreciate that.
Okay. Anything else he can do?
He can still pitch. If y'all need a pitcher, call my boy. You know what I mean? He's still looking.
That shoulder is
I will be striking people out. But listen, I coach, and like I'll be throwing live to them. I'll be like, yo, if I strike you out, you give me your lunch tomorrow.
Yo, that is crazy.
You're not striking me out. And then they be tight when I strike them out.
That is crazy. I'm gonna do that for my kids when I go.
What do your kids win if you don't strike them out?
I don't know, they be talking crazy. Like back at my old school, a kid hit he actually got a really good hit off me. They was talking mad junk. I did not stop hearing it for like a week. Even though I struck him out like 5 times, but it was crazy. Oh, yeah, they was going crazy. They started throwing everything like up, and I'm just like, yeah, acting like I'm in the league or something. Like, I'm like, I've been years out, like shoulder injury, all that. Like,
It's funny. All right, so we all had to text our dads today, just to do like a little fun dad segment since we got a special guest here. And the question we all had to send our dad was, "What's something you wish you knew before having kids?" Josh, you want to start? Did your dad text you back?
Yes. So
Okay.
he didn't really give me anything to quote exactly. And the answer was really short. So I guess I'll kind of dig into it for him. But his response was basically having the right person. That has 2 kids. He didn't end up being with either one of our parents, me and my sisters. He is not with our moms, but worked out. I have a fantastic mother-in-law, so stepmom. But basically, having that right person to raise a kid is what my dad's getting at. Having that support, because he did it alone and he knows that struggle. So I would say that's probably what he was referring to.
Okay. Saz?
yeah, again, my dad was like, what's this for? What y'all talking about? But nah, I mean, he pretty much said, like, he kind of made it like a joke. He was saying like I wish I knew everything that, like, we was raising y'all with before we raised y'all, because it was crazy. But again, like, I guess he was pretty much hinting at, because I called him, because I text him and he'll never reply, so I gotta call him. And he basically was saying that, just having like a stable environment, because again, they had my sister in Dominican Republic first, and my mom came to the United States by herself for 3 years, so she had to work and like save up, and they had to wait for their visas to clear for my dad and my sister to come to the United States. So then, like, it took a while. It was a long process, but then they got it done. And then, me and my sister came after New York, and we moved a lot. Like, we moved, I can't tell you how many times I moved. I've had over like 7 places to live. So it's just like really like having a stable place for, like, your family to grow. But besides that, like he said, he would do it again. Like, he loved us, and he loved his family, and he would definitely do it all over again.
Love that. What you got, sir?
So I called him. He's busy. He was at work, right? Finally, he got back a hold of me. He said, "Honestly, I wish I knew to just take one day at a time and don't waste any days. It goes by super fast." And he definitely tells that to Kiana and I all the time. Once again, like, pick him up from daycare. It goes by quick. You're gonna miss the days. And I'm like, man, hell nah. I need some time alone. Yeah,
I need these 8 hours to myself, buddy.
Yeah, that's what he said.
Okay, my dad, again, I had to double text him. And I said I need an answer for the podcast. And then he kept it real simple. It's hard to read between the lines with my dad, so I'm not even gonna try to. I'm just gonna read his quote, and that's gonna be it. I think it makes sense. Hopefully it makes sense. He said, "How to be a father so that I wouldn't have made so many mistakes." And then I said, "Thank you. Anything else?" And he said, "No." So my dad didn't have his dad in his life growing up, and so I'm sure that's what he's talking about. And so my dad's really hard on himself, and just, I don't think he gives himself the credit he deserves. But I can only imagine how hard that is trying to do something that you never seen somebody else do. And so, I'm thankful for what he did do. Proud of the man he is, and I got a foundation, so it'll be easier to raise Tyson. And so, yeah, that's all we got. So appreciate all our
That's our
dads for
dads.
answering quickly and dropping what they were doing for us. We love y'all. So, y'all got anything else for Saz? Saz, you got anything for us?
Nah, man. I just want to thank y'all for allowing me to, come on the podcast. It's been days coming. I love this podcast. It's something that, I literally always listen to. I drop whatever I gotta do to listen to it. Something I listen to, on the way to work. Literally like half and half. My ride's like 35 minutes. So it's like I bump like half on the way there and then half on the way back. Unless somebody call me and I'm just like, bro, like what? Like call me later. Like so it's like but nah, real quick, I just want to say, listen, like if y'all not tuned in, tune in. Like Daddy Daycare Podcast. Like y'all listening to 3 genuine stand-up men, fathers, husbands, and like I'm telling y'all, man, like this isn't something that's like super mainstream, super popular, super like, celebrity, but I tell you what, like ain't nothing like genuine experience from people that like, like us. Like, it's you guys are thorough, you guys are like the best men I know, you guys are funny, you guys have experience, and it's like listen, I love this podcast, and I just hope everybody that's listening right now can spread the word, and it's definitely going to be something huge. I can't wait for it to come, but I can't wait to see the growth of this podcast.
There's a couple pauses in there, but we're gonna let them slide. And on that
The
note,
most positive person.
on that note, ladies and gentlemen, sorry, excuse me, sorry, ladies and gentlemen, thank y'all for tuning in. Saz, our first special guest. We appreciate you, brother. And we wish you nothing but the best in Florida. You and the fam. And check us out, man. We locked in for real. Y'all thought I was playing about the surprise, but we locked in, twin. All right, so stop playing with us. Run it up. YouTube, Instagram, TikTok. Run it up. Stop playing. Stop playing. All right, I'm not gonna tell y'all again. Stay tuned. We got more special guests, friends, of course, family, of course, and we appreciate y'all.
Nothing but a dream. Outside with it. Nothing but a dream. Nothing but a dream. Outside with it. Nothing but a dream.